Let me tell you something. Success is not sexy. It's not the cars. It's not the clothes. It's not the applause. You see all that, but you didn't see the grind. You didn't see the early mornings when no one clapped, the late nights when nobody posted it, the hours in the dark when nobody cared. Everybody wants to win until it's time to sacrifice, until it's time to work with no audience, until it's time to keep going when it stops being exciting. See, the ones who make it, they don't need a crowd to perform. They don't need motivation because they run on discipline. They've trained themselves to do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. The rest, they wait for a sign. They wait for inspiration. They wait for the perfect time. The successful create the time, they make the moment. And here's what nobody tells you. You can't cheat the grind. It knows how much you've invested. It knows your level of sacrifice. The grind sees your Netflix hours. It sees your skipped reps, your half effort. You can't hustle part-time and expect full-time results. Success is ruthless about who it rewards. It doesn't care about potential. It honors execution. You think they're more talented? Nah, they just kept showing up when you got tired. You think they're lucky. No, they created opportunity while you were making excuses. You think they're smarter? Maybe. But you're not failing because you're dumb. You're failing because you're inconsistent. So what separates the successful? It's not money. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's this: they are all in. They've burned the boats. They've made a decision. They've eliminated the option to quit. And until you do that, until you're willing to hurt for it, to bleed for it, to sacrifice for it, you'll always watch success from the sidelines. You want it, prove it. You tired. Good, that means you're pushing. You scared. Good, that means you're growing. Now get up, lock in. Go again. Because success doesn't owe you anything. But if you pay the price, it'll give you everything. Relentless consistency beats occasional intensity. That's a hard truth most people don't want to hear. See, people love to show flashes of greatness. They'll wake up early one day, they'll read one chapter, they'll go to the gym for a week, and then wonder why nothing changed. That's not how success works. Success doesn't care about how fired up you were on Monday if you quit by Thursday. It doesn't respond to your emotions, it responds to your patterns. It responds to what you do over and over and over again, even when no one is watching, even when there's no applause, even when you're not feeling it. Consistency is the quiet force behind every high achiever you admire. It's the reason behind their results. Not just working hard when they feel good, but working when they feel exhausted, discouraged, or uninspired. That's the difference. Most people confuse motivation with commitment. Motivation is a spark. It gets you going. But consistency is the engine. It keeps you going. And if you rely only on motivation, you'll always be on a roller coaster. Up one day, down the next, showing up one week, disappearing the next. That inconsistency kills dreams. It's not your lack of talent holding you back. It's your inability to be consistent when life gets boring or hard or messy. The truth is, mastery comes from repetition. Excellence is built in the mundane. Champions aren't made during big events. They're made in the off season, behind closed doors, in early hours and late nights. Success is what happens when you've trained yourself to follow through regardless of how you feel. You build that muscle every time you choose to stick with your plan when it would be easier to take a break. Every time you show up and execute, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. You don't need to go hard once. You need to go solid every day. 1 hour of deep focus daily is more powerful than a weekend of scattered hustle. 5 days of small progress beat 1 day of chaotic overdrive. Consistency is about pace, not pressure. It's about systems, not spurts. The successful understand this, and that's why they're unstoppable. They don't stop when they're tired. They stop when the job is done. They don't ask, do I feel like it today? They say, this is who I am. This is what I do. What makes this even more powerful is that consistency is not a talent. It's a choice. You don't need permission to be consistent. You don't need more money, more time, or better environment. You just need to decide that no matter what, you will show up, that you will push through distractions, boredom, setbacks, and resistance, because the life you want is built through compound effort. Little wins stacked daily. Little habits done repeatedly. The rest of the world might sprint and stop. But if you choose to be consistent, you will pass them slowly, steadily, and permanently. Success is not about doing something once and hoping it sticks. It's about doing the right thing so many times that the world has no choice but to give you what you've earned. So stop looking for the quick fix. Stop chasing intensity. Start building consistency, and everything you want will begin to chase you. Sacrifice is the seed of achievement. No one rises to the top without giving something up. That's the part of success that most people don't want to talk about. The trade-offs, the behind-the-scenes decisions that don't get celebrated. Everybody wants the rewards, but very few are willing to pay the price. Success demands that you give up the things that feel good now so you can earn something greater later. It asks for your time, your energy, your comfort, and sometimes even your relationships. The question is, how bad do you want it? You can't have it all, not at once. If you want to achieve at a high level, you must be willing to sacrifice things that most people cling to, sleeping in endless entertainment, instant gratification, short-term pleasures. The successful don't have more hours in a day, they just use them differently. While the average person is scrolling, binge, watching, or wasting time complaining, the successful are investing that same time into their growth, their craft, and their goals. They've chosen purpose over pleasure, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. And the sacrifice isn't just physical, it's mental, it's emotional. It's giving up the old you to become who you were meant to be. That's not easy. It means saying no to familiar habits, letting go of toxic mindsets, and walking away from comfort zones that have kept you stuck. Growth is uncomfortable because it demands that you leave behind what feels safe. But if you're not willing to sacrifice who you are for who you want to become, then you're not serious about change. You're just talking. Every dream has a cost. And if you're not paying it, then you're not building it. The price might be sleep. It might be weekends. It might be spending less time with people who don't align with your vision. But hear this, the cost of not sacrificing is regret. Regret for what you could have done. Regret for what you could have been. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret lasts forever. The reason some people win while others don't isn't because they had more talent or luck. It's because they were willing to pay more. They stayed in when others checked out. They gave up comfort to chase something bigger. And they kept giving time, effort, energy until the world gave back. Sacrifice doesn't mean you're losing. It means you're investing. You're putting in today so you can harvest tomorrow. It's a mindset shift. Stop seeing sacrifice as suffering. Start seeing it as strategy. Because when you choose what to give up, you take control of what you gain. And that control is what separates the successful from the rest. So ask yourself, what are you willing to walk away from? What are you willing to trade to rise to the next level? If the answer is nothing, then you've already chosen to stay where you are. But if you're ready to pay the price in focus, in effort, in sweat, then nothing can stop you. Success doesn't come free. But for those willing to sacrifice, it comes eventually. And it comes heavy. They don't need motivation. They have discipline. That's one of the biggest differences between those who make it and those who don't. The average person waits for the perfect mood, the right moment, the spark of inspiration to get started. But the successful, they don't wait, they move. Whether they're tired, stressed, uninspired, or even discouraged, they still show up because their actions are not driven by emotions. They're driven by commitment. Discipline is what makes it possible to keep going long after motivation fades away. Motivation is like a match. It burns bright, but it burns fast. It'll get you excited for a day, maybe a week. But when the pain hits, when the results are slow, when it stops being exciting, that's when motivation disappears. And this is where most people give up. They stop because they think the feeling is supposed to stay with them. It won't. The top performers already know this. That's why they don't rely on how they feel. They rely on habits. They don't need the environment to be perfect or the mood to be right. They've trained themselves to act regardless of the conditions. Discipline is about doing what you said you would do, even after the mood you set it in is gone. It's showing up when nobody's watching. It's practicing the same drill for the 100th time because you know greatness is buried inside repetition. It's choosing the harder right over the easier wrong. The people who win aren't always the most talented, the smartest, or the strongest. They're just the most consistent. They do the work even when it's boring. They put in the reps even when no one's clapping. They execute the plan even when it's hard. Discipline is what keeps the wheels turning when everything else in life is trying to make you stop. You don't wake up with discipline. You build it. One decision at a time. One choice to stay focused when you'd rather get distracted. One choice to train when you'd rather sleep. One choice to write, study, create, improve when your friends are out wasting time. Each of those choices adds up. You build discipline in the small moments, and those small moments shape your destiny. People think discipline is about punishment or restriction, but it's the opposite. Discipline is freedom. It gives you control over your life. It's how you break bad habits, reach goals, and fulfill your potential. And the truth is, discipline isn't something only special people have. It's not genetic. It's a skill, which means you can learn it, train it, strengthen it. You don't need to feel powerful to start. You just need to decide. You don't need the perfect conditions. You just need to commit. Every time you choose discipline, you get stronger. And over time, it becomes who you are. The people who change their lives aren't those who always felt like it. They're the ones who acted in spite of how they felt. They rewired their minds to follow purpose, not pleasure. They replaced motivation with structure. And because of that, they don't rise and fall with emotion. They rise and rise with effort. So if you're tired of starting over, stop relying on motivation. Build discipline. Make it your default. And watch how far you'll go when your grind doesn't depend on your feelings. Pain is a prerequisite, not an option, not a maybe, a requirement. You cannot reach greatness without going through some form of struggle. That's the part of success no one wants to deal with. Everyone wants the result, but no one wants the suffering that comes before it. The truth is, pain is not a sign that something's wrong. It's a sign that you're growing. You can't grow without discomfort. You can't become stronger if you're always comfortable. Pressure is what forms diamonds. And every person who has ever made something great out of their life has had to walk through seasons of pain to get there. Most people avoid pain at all costs. They run from failure. They run from rejection. They avoid anything that makes them feel uncomfortable. But the successful, they face it. They lean into the pain. They understand that every challenge is an opportunity to stretch. Every setback is a setup for something better. If you learn from it, pain is a teacher. It reveals what you're made of. It exposes your weaknesses so you can strengthen them. It humbles you, refocuses you, and builds your resilience. You don't develop character through ease. You develop it when you're in the fire, when everything inside you wants to quit, and you don't. The problem is, we've been conditioned to think pain is bad. We're told to chase comfort, chase pleasure, chase what's easy. But comfort zones kill more dreams than failure ever will. Because when you stay in comfort, you stop growing, you stop pushing, you settle. But pain wakes you up. It forces you to dig deeper. It introduces you to the part of yourself you didn't even know existed. You want to be strong? Go through something. You want to be mentally tough? Get uncomfortable. You want success? Earn it through adversity. People ask, how do I become more confident? How do I become mentally tough? The answer is simple. Go through pain and don't run from it. Push through the reps when your body says stop. Keep going when the plan falls apart. Keep building when no one believes in you. That pain will either break you or build you. And you get to decide which. The difference between the people at the top and everyone else is this: when it hurt, they kept going. They didn't cry and quit. They cried and continued. They didn't say, why me? They said, try me. The people who rise are the ones who understand that pain is the cost of growth. They don't just endure it. They use it. They let pain sharpen them, not shatter them. They let it fuel their hunger, not kill their hope. And every time they walk through the fire, they come out stronger, wiser, and more determined. So if you're hurting right now, good. That means you're in the process. That means you're becoming. Don't try to skip the pain. Don't pray it away. Learn from it. Lean into it. Let it teach you, toughen you, train you. Because on the other side of that pain is a version of you that you've never met. And that version is a savage. That version is built, not born. That version is ready. Vision over distraction. The successful understand that while distractions are everywhere, their vision is what keeps them focused. You don't win by reacting to every ping, every notification, every piece of drama that shows up in your life. If you want success, you need to get clear on your vision and then protect it with everything you've got. Distractions are the silent killers of progress. They are subtle and they're always available. Social media gossip, short-term pleasures, temporary escapes, they all offer instant gratification, but they steal your future. Every time you get distracted, you give away a piece of your potential. You might not realize it in the moment, but every time you scroll, every time you get pulled into an argument, every time you check your phone instead of staying focused on the task at hand, You are trading away your time and your energy. Time is the one thing we can never get back. You can lose money, you can lose people, but you can never get a second back. And those who truly understand this make every second count. The successful are masters of their time. They choose where to focus, and they ruthlessly guard their attention. You cannot allow yourself to be pulled in every direction. Success is not a random accident. It is the result of a clear and deliberate vision and constant, focused action toward that vision. And let me tell you, the world will try to distract you. It will try to pull your attention away from what matters. It will try to convince you that the next trend, the next opportunity, the next shiny object is the key to your success. But the truth is, your vision is your key. It is your map. And if you lose sight of that map, if you let the distractions take over, you'll never reach your destination. The successful know where they're going, and they don't allow anything to knock them off course. They understand that distractions will always be there, but they are not important. What's important is staying focused on your own journey, your own goals, your own purpose. The average person reacts to whatever comes their way. The successful person acts with intention. They know the difference between what's urgent and what's important, and they prioritize the important things that align with their vision. Your vision should be strong enough to pull you through the moments when life tries to knock you off track. It should be clear enough that when distractions come your way, you can immediately recognize them for what they are. Time stealers that try to lead you astray. And when you can do that, when you can stay true to your vision, no matter what, then you are on the path to success. Don't let life be a series of distractions and random decisions. Decide what you want. Commit to it. Stay focused on it. And protect that vision like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Everything you want is on the other side of this commitment. Every moment you waste on distractions is a moment taken away from building your future. If you want to stand out, if you want to succeed at the highest level, you must learn to cut out the noise and stay laser, focused on what matters most. Your vision, your mission, your purpose. That's what you should be pursuing relentlessly, not the distractions, not the shiny things. And when you can do that, there will be no stopping you. You are your own competition. The moment you start comparing your journey to someone else's, you've already lost. You see, the people you're admiring today didn't get to the top by focusing on what others were doing. They didn't make their success about beating someone else. They made it about beating themselves, about becoming the best version of themselves every single day. When you look around at the success of others and think, why not me? You're missing the point. The only competition that matters is the version of yourself you were yesterday. Are you better today? Are you improving every single day? It's easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to others. You see their success, their accolades, their apparent ease, and think that it should be happening for you too. But remember, you're only seeing the highlight reel. You don't see the struggles, the late nights, the failures, the sacrifices, or the pain they went through to get to where they are. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's polished exterior. That's not fair to you, and that's not a fair fight. Your journey is unique. Your challenges are yours alone, and no one has the same blueprint for success that you do. So why waste your time looking sideways when you could be focused on outworking your own potential? The truth is, comparison kills progress. It's like running a race and constantly looking to the side to check what everyone else is doing. You can't possibly give your best when you're distracted by the competition. The winners keep their eyes on their own lane. They don't worry about what others are doing because they understand that their own race, their own growth is what truly matters. They're not trying to compete with someone else's timeline or success. They're working relentlessly to improve themselves each and every day. The key to winning this race is consistency, discipline, and a commitment to always pushing yourself to do better than you did yesterday. Success doesn't come by trying to match someone else's pace. It comes from outgrowing your own limitations day in and day out. The more you focus on your own growth and development, the more you'll notice that your results begin to skyrocket. The better version of yourself that you're striving to become, that's who you should be competing against. Stop letting the success of others intimidate you. Instead, use it as fuel. Let their achievements be a reminder of what's possible when you put in the work, when you stay consistent, when you commit to the grind. Celebrate the success of others, but don't get lost in it. Don't get stuck thinking about their wins. Start thinking about yours. Ask yourself, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? How can I level up my effort, my mindset, my work ethic? That's where true success comes from, not trying to outshine someone else, but pushing yourself to be better than you were the day before. You are your only competition. So stop wasting your energy on comparisons and start putting it into what you can control: your growth, your habits, your progress. Every day is a chance to improve, a chance to get closer to the person you want to become. Don't focus on others. Focus on you. Because at the end of the day, the only person you have to outwork is yourself. And when you do that, nothing can stop you